How you guys doing? As you guys mostly know, this channel has been dedicated to non-CDL hotshot adventures. Just recently, I changed the name to the Revolution will be televised. Um, so I just kind of want to talk a little bit about that. I think, the reason for the change. As you guys well know, I own Brothers Oilfield Services LLC. Um, Recently, we were forced to well, I guess not even recently. At the beginning of this year, you can see the stress circles underneath my eyes, man. Um, the beginning of this year, I quit a $10,000 a month job, which ridiculous, right? Hindsight being what it is. Um, in January of 2020, we opened Brothers Oilfield Services. We intended to purchase a casing company. We intended to have oilfield hotshot. We intended to do a lot of things. Now, if you look at some of the earlier videos, they were pretty political, and we were going through a lot of stuff. We were having so many issues on, with the oil field, with all of the oil rigs falling over. And to date, it is now almost December of 2020. Since all of this, us business owners, and I don't think people understand this, and I think that those people that they have this thought that business owners have been making out like bandits during this whole thing. I can tell you firsthand, we didn't receive any government influx of money to save our ass. I can tell you that we didn't get to buy that casing company that we thought. I can tell you that we are no longer doing oilfield hotshot or any other service in the oil field. What I can tell you is I hired a bunch of guys from the oil field who are now doing OTR hotshot across the nation, working for practically pennies because we're forced to survive on what we bring in. Now, the economy was great after they reopened the country. It was great. After the states, all 48 states reopened, we were doing great. And then came about a week before the election. All of a sudden, shipping rates start going down, almost to COVID levels, almost a closure of the United States levels. Then the election happened. Since the election, shipping rates have dropped 25-30% off of what they were. Now, we were doing good there for a minute. And I can tell you with all certainty that we are staying open. And I can tell you with all certainty this: if Joe Biden gets into the United States, into the White House as the president, he's going to see a war. He has already stated that he is going to close down the country. He has already stated that he wants to shut down all businesses, not just essential ones, but all businesses in the name of COVID-19. Now, the reason I changed my channel name to The Revolution Will Be Televised is because it will be. We will be front line and center. This has nothing to do whether you're for Donald Trump or you're for Joe Biden anymore. This is all about us as Americans, us patriots, standing up for the lives that we tried to create. That's what I can tell you. And that is why I renamed the channel to The Revolution Will Be Televised. It could have been an easier name because obviously I can't even say it. But the revolution will be televised. Frontline. These guys out here are these politicians are begging for civil unrest. They are begging to put every small business out of business. They are begging to take away your jobs. They're begging to take away your source of income with no plan to replace it. What are we going to do? Now I have a wife and 5 children. Where are we going to go? Now, as a business owner, it isn't just about me. It's about the people that work for me. Now, I have employees that have wives and children too. And if we have to shut down, where are they going to live? What are they going to eat? We are hardworking Americans. In 2020, we're constitutionalists. But more so, we are patriots of that Constitution. In recent weeks, we've seen two jokes running for the White House. Now, you have one guy that everybody hates, that they're willing to vote for Joe Biden just because they hate him so bad. And then and he's one of them pussy grabber jokes, billionaire dudes. The only thing that he has going for him is he is for the economy, which is a very important thing to true Americans who are out there busting ass every single day trying to take care of their families. And then you got Joe Biden, the socialist, who wants to shut down the country, take away your jobs, and shut your business down. Taking away every job, every business income to shut down the country. It's retarded. And I'm going to tell you that right now. People who think that shutting the country down over COVID-19 need to get their head examined. We will not shut down. By force if necessary. And I'm going to say it right now. If the Patriots unite, we can end this. Right now. I think it is time for us to unite as Americans and prosecute the corrupt government officials that need to be that need to be prosecuted. I really do think so. It has angered me. This is our duty as Americans to do this. Now, I have a Facebook page called The Revolution Will Be Televised. And on it, I state that the American dream is no longer sacred. It's conditional. The reason I say that the American dream is not sacred is because it can be taken at any time by anyone. It's conditional on paying your taxes. It's conditional by falling in line and standing up to these codes, these statutes, these mandates that the government puts forth. And so here's what I'm saying. We, as Americans, cannot tolerate treason. The United States government is so out of touch with everything that they're doing. They're out of touch with Americans. They're out of touch with American businesses. They're out of touch with American business owners. But do you think that they care? No. They know this. They know that the moves that they're making with the United Nations, with the WHO, with the World Economic Forum, all of these billionaires, this massive global reset, all of the tin hat stuff that nobody ever believed in when I said it. And here we are, post-election. We knew that this was going to happen. We knew that they would do anything to win. Do we acknowledge it? No, I don't. I don't acknowledge it. I don't acknowledge the games that they're playing. The election system we have known for a long time is rigged. But really, did it matter? When you look at Joe Biden, he hid in his basement. He didn't go to events. He had the whole thing sewn up. He knew it. He didn't have to worry about nothing. Donald Trump out there with millions and millions of people showing up in support, parades practically every day in every city. Nothing to worry about, right? You're telling me that in recent elections, the average voter turnout was about 126 to 129 million in the last 3 elections. And yet somehow 100 and dang near 150 million people showed up. Nearly 20 million more. Now, if that doesn't spell corruption, I don't know what does. I've spoken to many people around the country. As a trucking company owner, I talk to brokers every single day from all over the country. And I have not found one Biden supporter. I have not found anybody that cannot prove corruption. So, my fellow Americans, I have to ask you, when the military gets rolled out to forcibly vaccinate you, and they shut down the entire country and shut your business down, what are you going to do? What can anybody do? And I think that's the question we all have to ask ourselves, is what can anybody do? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start preparing for the end. This new beginning, the great reset. Will you take the chip? Because that's what they're dishing out. Why would they want to vaccinate every single person in America or the world? Why can't our medical facilities handle any type of vaccination that needs to be dealt with? We have millions of medical technicians, nurses, doctors, millions. Do you really think there's going to be this huge rush of people rushing to get the COVID vaccination? I don't know. In my town, man, I can't even find one that will actually go get it. On March 31st of 2020, the WHO said they were going to kick down doors and start removing people from their homes in the name of COVID-19 and take people from their homes. In recent weeks, Donald Trump has stated that he will roll out the military to dispense the vaccine, Operation Warp Speed. You have over 12 different vaccinations right now that are coming into fruition. Donald Trump promised a vaccine rollout with Operation Warp Speed within weeks when he was standing up there preaching to all the supporters. Now, I can tell you honestly as an American that you lost me at that. You're forcing me to take something into my body. You're forcing my family, my children, and everybody else. You're forcing a shot. And I can honestly tell you, in this entire thing, only one member of the Burgess family ever got COVID. And it was very minor. And I'm not saying that I really think that the COVID virus is bullshit, because it's not. I don't believe that it's bullshit, because I've never gotten AIDS either. Now, I was this year one of the sole people in one of my trucks. I've seen 47 out of 48 states. I have directly or indirectly came into contact with millions of people, germ-wise. I've never gotten it. Never got sick. Didn't fall over dead. My brother's daughter, who had gotten COVID-19, I straight up licked my brother and I says, you know what? If you guys are going out, I'm coming with. I don't want to stick around without it, without you guys. If this virus was so bad and it was that contagious, why didn't everybody in his house get it? Why didn't my mother get it? Why haven't my kids gotten it? And you're telling me that this virus that has a 99.997% survival rate, that it's worth shutting the country down over, that it's worth the livelihoods of fellow Americans. I don't know how we are we alive after the last closure? Yes, we are. And now you want to do it again. And I can't necessarily say that we'll survive a second one because it's taken us all year to get out of the first one. The second closure would shut us down, almost positively. Now, as a small business owner, we are trying our best. We're doing everything that I can. We're a team. Without that team, we wouldn't even be open today. I can promise you that. My guys have already taken reduced wages. Not once, but 3 times. To be able to keep their jobs for their families. My drivers haven't been home in months. Not only is the weight of this business on their shoulders, it's on my shoulders. And without them, there's no me. And without me, there is no them. If this country closes again, what are you going to do? Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to prepare for the worst. And it's time that normal Americans run our government. Because you can't tell me that billionaires and out-of-touch politicians have your best interest in mind. Because they don't. You are just a number to them. You're not a person. My business doesn't matter. Our contributions to society don't matter, if there were any. But we are still open, and we will not close. And if the United States government wants to force that, there's going to be a lot of patriots banging on your door, calling for treason. And I will be amongst them. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to give this little send-off. The first video of the revolution will be televised, and we all know what it's about. And it will be televised. We as patriots have to demand the respect we deserve as Americans. And we will stand for everyone who disagrees. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to this rant. And take a good long look at where this country's going. And these are our government officials that have allowed this to happen. Not us. We didn't do this. Normal, everyday Americans didn't do it. So I ask you, what crimes were committed? What treasonous acts? Because we all know there are some, and probably many. Thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode of The Revolution Will Be Televised. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video to all of your Patriot friends. Have a good day.